Welcome to the Work in Process podcast. Thank you so much for joining me again today on this episode. Like I said, I won't stop saying thank you. Thank you to everyone that has been actively engaged with the contents, with the episodes, liking, sharing, reviewing, leaving your comments. And to those sending me private messages on my social media platforms, I see you. I don't take you for granted and I appreciate you. And to everyone who have subscribed to the email newsletter, thank you for joining the community. We're expanding this vision. We're taking it to the next level. And we are hoping that you would also send these links out to various people so they can also be part of the community. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode once again. So on the previous episode or episodes, we talked about the relationship between peace and purpose and productivity and how the two concepts, they go hand in hand. You can't be purposeful and productive without peace. But I'd like to say something. The way in which you receive peace can be different from the way another person receives peace. And I'm saying receive because my Bible makes me to understand that Jesus is the source of peace. Because he said, my peace I give unto you, not as the world gives. My peace that surpasses the understanding of men. So the source of peace, according to the scripture, is Jesus Christ. So any peace that is not from Jesus Christ is not peace at all. So that's why I said receive peace. So the way you receive peace is different from the way I receive peace. So we shouldn't be comparing ourselves with each other. The main thing is just for us to have peace, because it's when we have peace that we can be productive. So if I'm telling you I have peace by sleeping 8 hours and you are like, it's impossible, you can't sleep 8 hours, you have this to do and that, look for the way you have your own peace. You necessarily don't need to sleep 8 hours, or you don't need to go through my own daily routine because I feel like, oh, this is what brings me peace throughout the day and this is what I'm doing. Then you now look at what I'm doing, then copy it. That's not what peace is about. So the way you are receiving peace can be completely different from the way another person receives peace. The main point is just that you get peace so that you can be productive. So understand yourself and look for a way to get that peace. So we talked about soundness of mind on a particular episode, and today we'll be talking about the soundness of the body, soundness of your body. So without a healthy body and sound body, that means without being physically fit, just forget about productivity and optimization, or just forget about enjoying your everyday life, because I've come to discover that the body is the instrument in which we use to carry out our activity. So if your body is not properly fit to carry out activities, then how will you be productive? So you can want to engage in a particular activity or event and your mind may be ready for it, but if your body is not ready for it also, there will be no cooperation. Let me put it like that. There will be no cooperation between your mind and your body, so you can not still get anything done. So everything works hand in hand. So to actively and elderly, if that's a word, carry out any activity, you need to constantly and consciously focus on your health, on your body, take care of your body, and make sure you are very okay. There are a lot of tips out there on how to take care of your body and how to be healthy, and I believe after this episode you guys will check it out and actually prioritize the soundness of your body, because without soundness of body, forget about productivity, forget about living a better life. You won't be able to do it because you are not the one dictating what your body will do. Your body dictates what you will do now. You understand? Because you've not been taking care of it properly. And that's why I mostly used to counsel and advise students who wants to, write exams or in the exam period, that they should not joke with eating and sleeping. Now, the reason why I mentioned eating and sleeping is because to me, these two factors are the main players when it comes to an healthy body. Now, I'm not talking from the medical background now. I'm just talking about myself in particular. These two factors, eating and sleeping, they are so important when it comes to like maintaining an healthy body, even healthy mind. Yes, even a healthy mind, it is so important. Eating and sleeping, don't joke with them if you actually want to be productive. And it makes you peaceful actually, because you are satisfied, you've eaten, and then you slept well. You are more relaxed. So by the time you are waking up to engage in any activity, reading, anything that you basically do, you become more powerful and more effective at that thing. So when I talk to students, when I have conversation with students during exam period, I tell them, hope you are eating well, hope you are sleeping well. Once you can get these things right, you wouldn't waste too much time trying to comprehend. It will come naturally and at a particular flow. And based on experience, I know that eating and sleeping can vary. So some people like eating this particular kind of food. Some people like sleeping at this particular time. Like I said earlier, just find what works for you and blend it. But don't joke with those two things, eating and sleeping. So let us learn to prioritize our health, both physical and mental. Let's learn to prioritize our health, because I believe these things are important in optimizing our life, even most especially as young people and progressive people. So there was a time I called one of my friends during the exam period just to tell them to eat well during the exam, and like he was shocked because he was wondering, like, this guy is also a student, so why is he telling me to eat well? I noticed that he was always losing energy, so anytime he wants to read, he actually ends up sleeping. So I discovered that it was because of his eating pattern. So I had to just call him, like, guy, let me just advise you, eat well. Once you eat well, all these things that we're talking about will settle themselves, So he ended up being unproductive because he was not eating well. So he was sleeping, he was not reading, he was losing focus, and if he continues like that, it will affect the result in the long run. So the same thing happens in life. We have to be intentional about the soundness of our body. So you have to do your best, work hard. I know, people be like, oh, don't eat too much, don't sleep too much. Yes, I get that part. But even after working hard, you must learn to rest and relax. Observe your body, notice your body. Is your body already giving you signals? Hey, David, it's time to rest. Take a break, sleep, rest, so that you can come back better. The moment you listen to your body in that regard, oh, I'm hungry, I need to eat. The moment you eat and maybe you relax, you will notice that the moment you get back to that task or that activity, you are a lot more faster and more productive in a way. So if your body breaks down, your routine will eventually break down. So if your body breaks down, all the habits and the rituals, all the productive habits and rituals that you've been building, they will also break down. So ensure and make sure your body doesn't break down, because if it breaks down, your routine and your habits will break down. So I want us to just consider this as a key. As we are taking care of our mind, we are taking care of our body so that we can be productive. So we must be intentionally focused on taking care of these two parts of our body, our mind and our physical body. The more you focus on these two parts, the more effective and productive you will be. So I hope I've been able to encourage somebody today. Take conscious note of what your body is telling you if you truly want to be productive going forward. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.